This is the beginning, a beginning at a very delicate time. Know then that it is the year 2022. The President of these United States is Joseph Biden. The people have become uncertain, and in too many cases deranged from being constantly called to polarize towards either of two extremes by forces that seem out of their control. Forces that have less interest in the welfare of the people in this country than in extracting as much money and power as they can out of us. To hell with the consequences. They continue to marginalize and try to divide the people of these United States into little groups, even knowing how it is anathema to what this country stands for. Well, I, for one, do not believe that most Americans are solely red or blue, but mostly shades of purple, trending red on some things and blue on others. If any person is truly that far to the left or the right, they should probably seek some sort of professional help in gaining some balance in everything, not just politics. This extremism is not what our founding fathers wanted when they created this political experiment. This country was a bastard child, half improvised and half compromised, as Benjamin Franklin purportedly put it. Improvising and compromising are in our country's DNA. So, this is the beginning. The scheduling is spotty due to other jobs paying the bills. The production is amateur because at this I am. The equipment is cheap and crappy due to shoestring budgets, and the scripts are even worse. You know, the beginning, when we have a dream and a desire, but very little idea what we're doing. But hey, that's okay. That's what beginnings are like. So stick around and watch us learn and grow with you. What do I have in mind? Well, we've seen how effective social media and the internet have been at destroying our country's unity. Let's try seeing if we can use it to put our country back together. Stick with me on this political adventure, as your true and honest input will be needed for this social media experiment to save the great experiment of our democracy. We will be tackling issues big and small, but not simply social outrage issues that have no real meaning. And your real thought-out input is needed for this to work. Oh, trolls, bots, and those who may as well be wither or both, this may not be the right place to peddle your small-minded meme bot mentalities. We're going to be discussing adult subjects for adult minds. The intent here is to try to enlighten each other while we determine the future for our country, without the political hacks on both sides trying to make it up for us. There will be guests and debates for you to weigh in on, sometimes live. Eventually, I'm working out the technical details on just how to pull that off, regarding the various issues facing all of us today. Generally speaking, I will lead off with a subject issue, an initial position with an explanation as to how I came to that position. Then we, the people, will attempt to debate and determine what we should put into our position as a party. I will admit that I, like so many of you, are a bit hard-headed on arguing a position, but I can legitimately promise you that my position can be changed with good logical arguments, like any rational human being should when faced with solid facts that counter prior beliefs. You could say that we are crowdsourcing a new party and platform together to restore some of the unity that our country has been losing and gain a real positive concept of where we want our country, world, and species to be headed towards, with a real plan on how to get there. All right then, with all that in mind, where can we start the ball rolling? How about some basic principles? Here, as we begin, we must first ask ourselves a most very basic question before we can really go any further. A mission check, if you will. Do we want to continue with the United States being a democratically elected representative form of government under the laws of our Constitution? This is not to say that reforms may not be needed to our laws or even perhaps to the Constitution itself within the guidelines of that same Constitution. But in our most conceptual consideration, do we want to continue with the United States being a democratically elected representative form of government under the laws of our Constitution? My position on the subject is a resoundingly solid yes. If we can't agree on continuing with the current form of government, then there would be little point in continuing a discussion on reforming that government within the currently established system. Now, would there? So if your response is not in favor of continuing with the current form of government, well, then this may not be the place for you. Who else might this not be the place for? Well, pretty much the nut job extremists on either side of the center. What do I mean? Well, let's see. If you believe that in spite of 64 plus court cases with no evidence whatsoever even presented to prove it, multiple announcements from his own high-level appointed stooges to the contrary, and well over a year of a lack of any serious evidence whatsoever presented by even the most fanatical of supporters investigating with millions of dollars spent to support it, that somehow Trump won the 2020 election, this may not be the place for you. On the other hand, if you believe that it is appropriate for the government to provide free sex change surgeries to inmates of penitentiaries upon demand, well, this may not be the place for you either. I'll probably do some more on those in the future, so feel free to put in some recommendations in the comments below. The point is, it's time to get centered. These extremes are killing our country, and it's time for we, the people, to take the map from these mindless political ideologues and chart our new course for the future of our country. We need a logic-based party of science, business, and infrastructure, which includes people, by the way. You can't run a business without them. So they need to be well-educated, healthy, and up to the task. This is the start of a new platform for a new party for the long-term future of our country and planet. Your well thought out and fairly put suggestions for the future are needed below. Let the purpling begin. Next episode, what the hell am I doing?